I'd like to thank you all for a very special afternoon. It was an exciting morning, and David would have loved the rugby result, and the whole day has somehow complemented each other. I want to say some thanks from the family, from Ben and Oscar and Lisa, who's away. And it's thanks to People's Health Movement, who organised this event, particularly Annalene, Tinashe, and Ryan, who's not even in People's Health Movement. Thank you for all you've done. And of course, a big thank you to Louis, who couldn't be here today, because although he's not here, he supplied the photos, he supplied a lot of the thoughts about today, and it's really testimony to the power of friendship, you know, what people have done for David. And friendship is probably one of the most special things we have. I'd like to thank AIDC, Brian, Jeff, who were at some of the planning meetings. I think they've been a real driving force in how this event turned out. Atherley and Spencer have gone, and Roger, who played for David out of love. Thank you. To Mersha and Leslie, I think I don't envy them the task of chairing today, but thank you very much. And thank you for all the tributes, all the videos, the messages today, and also the messages for the last 2 months. They've been amazing. They keep David alive in our heart, and today they keep him alive as a force for change. I'm actually going to read a poem, but I just want to explain the background to the poem. As I think Roger said, a lot of people think of David as a pessimist, partly because of his sarcastic humour, sometimes his despairing comments. Even his children, who enjoyed the Winnie the Pooh books, which some of you may know, characterised him as Eeyore, and David was Eeyore. But what I would like to say is, actually, David was not a pessimist. He was a very honest realist. He had no false expectations. He knew that in Zimbabwe in 1980, in South Africa in 1994, there was not going to be real improvement for the majority because the political system hadn't changed, and no one could deliver without challenging the whole system. He was in fact, rather than being a pessimist, I would say actually he was an optimist, because he believed that things could change. And if he hadn't believed that things could change, he wouldn't have fought as hard as he could, as hard as he did, and never gave up fighting. He kept on to the very end, fighting for political change, triumph of socialism over capitalism. And the poem I'm going to read, I think, exemplifies David, and a bit is an exhortation for us. And the poem is called It Can Be Done. It's by someone called Edgar Guest. Somebody said that it couldn't be done, but he, with a chuckle, replied that maybe it couldn't, but he would be the one who wouldn't say so until he'd tried. So he buckled right in with a trace of a grin on his face. If he worried, he hid it. He started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. Somebody scoffed. Oh, you'll never do that. At least no one has ever done it. But he took off his coat, and he took off his hat, and the first thing we knew, he'd begun it. With a lift of his chin and a bit of a grin, without any doubting or fear, he started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. There are thousands who'll tell you it cannot be done. There are thousands who prophesy failure. There are thousands to point out to you one by one the dangers that wait to assail you. But just buckle in with a bit of a grin. Just take off your coat and go to it. Just start to sing as you tackle the thing that cannot be done, and you'll do it. And David, I think, would have altered that last sentence, because he would have said, it's not about you doing it, it's not about I doing it, it's about we doing it. because he most of all believed in the power of collective action. Thank you.